welcome to Kitchen Science. Today our experiment is going to be on acids and bases. Have you ever eaten something and your face kind of puckered up from the sourness of whatever you were eating? Well, the reason why you had that sour taste was there was an acid in what you were eating. And on the other hand, have you ever eaten something and it just tasted very bitter in your mouth? Maybe some very, very dark chocolate. That's because it was more basic. Acids and bases are just a way of describing the pH, if you will, of different foods. And today, because we center on what we have in our kitchen, we're going to test out various food items to see if they're more acidic or more basic. What we have in each of our cups is a little bit of what we call a pH indicator. That may sound very fancy, but it's super, super simple. All you need is either a jar of red cabbage, and you can use the juice from that, or if your family doesn't like to eat red cabbage, you can get just raw red cabbage. Take about a half a cup of that, and you're going to put it into 2 cups of boiling water. Turn the water off. Make sure that it's not still heating, and you'll just let that half a cup of cabbage sit in the water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure to drain out all of the actual cabbage so all you have left is just the liquid. And the liquid comes out kind of a bluish purple color, and that is exactly what we want. Make sure that you let it cool well before you start the experiment. So what we've selected today are just 8 different items that you would be able to find around your house. When you do your experiment, you don't have to use the exact same things that we do. Use your imagination. Get creative. Think of different things around your kitchen and try them out so you can learn to see if they're an acid or a base. The way a pH indicator works that when we add an acid to the indicator, it will turn a pink color. And when we add a base, it will turn more of a green color. So now we're going to try out our various samples. And I went ahead and I labeled each one of the cups before we started so that we would know what we're putting into each of our cups. And when we are all done, we're going to line up our cups in the front from the most acidic to the most basic. So are you ready? Let's get started. All right, Ben, the first thing we're going to test today is baking soda. This is just a powder, so we're going to take a tiny little bit and just add it straight into the indicator. All right, and then I'm going to let Ben do the honors and mix that up, so just swirl it gently. And some of these, because we're experimenting, we may or may not see a whole lot of color change. So don't be disappointed. If it doesn't change a lot, that's okay. You can always try either adding a little bit more, or maybe it's more of what we call a neutral pH, that it's just right in the middle. So it may not do a whole lot. Let's try just adding a little bit more to this one. We'll see if we can't get it to change. And like I said, if it doesn't, that's okay. That's what you're experimenting to find out about. All right, well, we're going to let that one just sit. And now we're going to move on, and we're going to try some of this morning's leftover coffee. So Ben, if you'll just put a little bit of coffee into this cup, we're going to see if we can get a color change from this one. Let's try just a little bit more. We're just putting in a few drops of each. It doesn't need to be much. All right. So now you can see a little bit of a change. This one's kind of gone a little bit darker, a little bit more on the green side. So that one seems to be a little more basic. All right, now we're going to try something that is not a food item, but you can find it in your kitchen. We're going to take a little bit of soap from a dishwasher detergent packet. So this is just a little bit of detergent, and we're going to try putting that in and see what happens. Okay, swirl that up. All right, there we get a really good color change. So this one we can see, because it turned more green, is obviously a base. All right, item number 4. We decided to try some pickle juice. So let's see what happens to our pH indicator when we add a little bit of pickle juice. Oh, and we have a color change pretty quickly there. So because this one has gone pink, we can tell that it is actually an acid. All right, and the next one we're going to try is a little bit of pineapple juice. So let's see if this one is an acid or a base. Oh, I think we have another acid. Excellent. All right, now we're going to try just regular tap water. Nothing special or fancy about this one. We'll see what our water does. We would hope that our water would actually be neutral. And indeed, we see there is absolutely no color change. That's what we would want to see. But now what happens if we take a little bit of carbonated water? Do you think it will also be neutral? We'll find out. Well, I think I see a little bit of color change going on in here. Indeed, our carbonated water is actually an acid. Because of the carbonation, the carbon dioxide in there, it actually increases the acidity and lowers the pH from regular water. All right, this last sample that we have to test today, you can usually find in your home, but it is somewhat hazardous. It is definitely not a food. We're going to try some ammonia. So if you decide you want to try this one on your own, please have an adult try this one. It can injure your skin if you spill it on you, so I would definitely say mom or dad need to do this one. But then if you'll go ahead and hold the cup for me, we're going to try just a little bit of ammonia, and let's see, is this one an acid or a base? All right, and that one gives us again a really nice strong green color, so that is a base. So now we want to take a look at all of our rainbow of colors here, and we're going to try to figure out which ones are more acidic and more basic. So Ben, would you do the honors and put them in order from the most acidic to the most basic? So the one that's the lightest pink is going to be the most acidic, and then the darkest green would be the most basic. All right, so Ben says the pickle juice is the most acidic, followed by the soda water, and then the pineapple juice. Then in the middle, where it's kind of a neutral, it's neither really an acid or a base, yep, the water. Yes. Okay, so the water's kind of our middle. Now we're heading towards a little more basic. So the baking soda is just a little bit basic. Yep, then we have the coffee that's kind of a weird color because of the coffee. All right, then we have the ammonia. And then finally, the most basic one is the detergent. There you go, there's a little bit of kitchen science fun with acids and bases. So I hope that you guys will try this experiment at home yourself. Get creative. Try all kinds of different things around the kitchen. Just make sure that you have mom and dad's approval before you start pulling everything out of the pantry. And just explore your world. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Bye.